Okay, Dental Nachos crew. So we're going to bring up my good friend Jim here in a second. As we're getting Jim on the screen, I'm just going to share one more thing here. Good. Jim up. Great. Okay.
Do you wish that you had a dentisting friend that could help you out in any situation in the real world of dentistry? My name is Dr. Paul Goodman, Dr. Nacho, and we have created this with the Dental Nachopedia. It is 65 plus hours of learning content that you can take anywhere, use it anytime, and earn real CE. I want this to be high impact learning for you to improve your patient treatment plan acceptance, your clinical dentistry, your leadership, and practice management skills. To learn more about this, visit dentalnachos.com.
All right, Jim. So we're going to bring you on next to the show.
Okay.
We have my good friend, Jim Kashmer, and I always like to share your key resource and sponsor of Dental Nachos. You're an awesome friend. You always bring good snacks to our events. But share with us to orient our minds here, what do you do and how do you help dentists?
So at Doctor's Disability Specialists, and thanks for having us on today, Paul. Tyler, Stefano, and I help dentists protect their income and their most valuable asset, you might say, their income, by providing disability insurance and education around that topic.
And that's so important. And, you know, one of my themes is there's a lot of stuff dental school doesn't teach you that you need to know when you get out onto the streets of dentisting. So if we go through this dental circle of life, Jim, when is a good time for someone to be connecting with you guys to find out about disability if you could make the treatment plan in the ideal world? I know sometimes people connect with us in dentistry after they have 60% bone loss. And we said it would have been better if you came when you had 20% bone loss, and we'll talk about that in a minute. But an ideal treatment plan for disability insurance, when would people be connecting with you?
Great question. And to follow your example there, early in their D4 year, we should connect. So that would be a good time when they can get the best policy, when they have the least health history, I guess you might say.
Right.
That was probably poor grammar, but yeah, the sooner the better, because you're young and healthy and very insurable, I'll say. Yeah.
So that's important. Now, let's go to, I do like, talk about drop nachos and burnt nachos to learn, right? So I start every team meeting. If you guys do team meetings, this is my line. None of us have access to a DeLorean from Back to the Future, my favorite movie. We cannot go back in time and fix when we didn't insert the crown on time, fix when we made an error with this, but we can make things better moving forward. It's a really good, really diffuse it. We cannot go back in time with the DeLorean, but we can make things better going forward. Share with me a few drop nachos of someone who probably said to themselves, I wish I connected with people like Jim and Tyler earlier. What has happened to them in the real world that was problematic where they didn't have the protection they needed?
So we've had meetings with folks who have said, yeah, I'm gonna hold off, I'm gonna wait until the end of the year or after I finish my residency. We reconnect with them after 6 months or a year or 2 years. And then we either reapply or re-engage on an application for disability insurance. And lo and behold, it's not a good story, but they have had a needle stick, or they've had a change in their health, and now their rates change, or maybe they can't get it at all. So that would be an extreme example of a drop nacho, the not getting it at all. But who wants to pay more for a policy that they need to, or who wants exclusions from their policy if they could have avoided it?
And my goal in life, Jim, is to try as much as possible not to annoy others, right? That's I'm very, try not to annoy others. And if you do not have enough disability protection, there's a chance you could annoy someone else in your life, right? It could be your parents, it could be your spouse, it could be others. So now, how about this? And let's go in the middle. So we talk about ideally connecting D4 year with you guys, challenges. What should people be reevaluating? If we have a toddler age dentist 2 to 5 years out, even a MAD 10 to 25 years out, tell us about when should they check in with you and say, hey, do I have a good policy? Because I don't know if $7,000 a month is going to cover my lifestyle now. Share with us more about that.
Today, they should reach out today and ask me to review their policy. We're happy to do it. So what we do with our clients is we check in annually. And it's interesting because you can't get, when out of the gate, $15,000 of coverage.
Right.
So we do a build over time and get to that point where they're protecting as much of their income as they possibly can for a good
and if you want to connect with our key resource, Jim and Tyler, you can just email us at salsa@dentalnachos.com. But where can they visit you guys again, Jim, to connect with you guys, whether they want a policy review or a new policy? How would they do that?
Oh, great. We've got a great landing page we just put up. So it's Doctors Disability Specialists.net.
.net. Okay, perfect. And my team will drop it in there now.
Perfect.
So before we start to interview our owners here who are looking for jobs looking for associates out there, give me a Jim Casper one thing, like I asked y'all to, like, what is one thing you would encourage dentists to do now to protect themselves, or one piece of advice that you've been around this industry for a while that people should do?
Well, I'll give you an example of maybe what not to do. And I have my own chiropractor I've seen over the years, and you don't let the tail wag the dog. But if you are feeling the stress of dental school or life in general, give me a call, give Tyler a call, and let's address your needs first, and then go see your friendly neighborhood chiropractor.
And I'll share a theme, and that's a great one. I'll share a theme that's a theme in life. When I do a large implant case for $30,000, patients say this. When someone gets a Dental Nacho CE course after hemming and hawing, they say this. When I do something like connect maybe with a personal trainer or something else, I say this: I wish I did it sooner. They look at you and they say, I wish I did this sooner. Part of this, what we're doing here, we have JBN. I always have these signs on me at all times, JBN, but JBR, just be real, is what Jim and Tyler do. The reality is sometimes not pleasant, and people will probably say to them tomorrow, I wish I'd contacted you guys sooner. But we're here today, and just JFO, just find out. Review a policy, get a policy. Doesn't mean you have to buy it, just means you want to prepare, aware, and protect yourself. Thanks so much, Jim, for being on the show here. I'll let you watch our Brady Bunch interview of all these owners looking for associates.
Thanks, Paul. Have a great day.
Awesome, guys.
Okay.
As we bring up the next segment, I want to just show a slide here, Amanda. You can get everybody kind of set-ish for this with their nice faces. But I'm going to share this for a second. Everyone can watch in here to set up this segment. So I'm treating this like real TV. So we did a first segment with Dr. Yalda, first TV show, The Why of This. And now we're going to talk about my favorite story. So my favorite story, I don't know if anyone knows Lauren Isley, but he read the starfish story. So the starfish story represents a lot of what I want to do each day as Dr. Nacho, a dad, a husband, a person, and a dentist. So all these starfish were washed up on the beach, and there was a young boy or girl throwing them back. And an older man came walking down the beach and said, why are you throwing those back? He said, I'm trying to save as many as possible. And the old man said to the young person, you're never going to save them all. And the young person picked up a starfish, threw it into the ocean, and said, but I saved that one. So what we're doing here today is saving that one, helping that one person. I want you to think throughout this program, because we have an amazing program. What are your starfish? What are the challenges that you have in your life that you would like help with? How can we help you throw those one starfish back? It's a pandemic. I didn't know there were pandemics, but here we are. We're living inside of the movie. M. Night Shyamalan is from Philadelphia. It's like the Sixth Sense real world movie out there. We all have problems, including me. Throwing a couple problems back and fixing them is such a big help in our lives. So feel free to share in the chat. If it's not too private, you can put it in the Q&A for my team, trying to help you guys with the problem. If you have a story you want to share anonymously, just email salsa@dentalnachos.com and we can share it anonymously, or text it to 215-543-6454. This is my second favorite story, is The Dash. Is anyone familiar? Raise your hand with The Dash story by Linda Ellis. It's going to set us up here. How do you live your dash? So people are born and people die, and in between there is a dash. And what happens during that dash is your life. How well do you live it? Who do you help? What goes on in this dash? So I said, can we apply this to the dental world? Your dentisting dash. Dental student to real world dentist with a job. Associate dash practice owner. Buyer dash seller. Seller dash rad. What's a rad? That's a retired age dentist. How do you manage that dash? How can people help you? How can you treatment plan it? I also have up here for people, is in all of our acronyms. A baby age dentist in training is a dental student. None of these are meant to be fun, and these are meant to classify dentists, because when you do what I do, talk to sellers, talk to buyers, I'm always asking, how many years are you out of dental school? So I made a system like Perio, but a lot more fun than Perio, because Perio, everything is bad, right? We are such a negative world. The best thing you can be in Perio is kind of bad. Are my gums healthy? Nope, mild gingivitis. So negative. So us. Everything negative, right? Can be good. It's a little bit bad. So baby age dentist, 0 to 2 years out of school, a tad, 2 to 5. CAD 5 to 10, a MAD, my category 10 to 25. You're going to meet some SADs here. Seasoned age dentist 25 to 40. Nod to Craig Pachowski to help me come up with that. A GAD 40 years plus, and a RAD, a retired age dentist. So I'll likely ask my panel here, panel of practice owners, they have jobs. Lean forward. These people have jobs for you to pay off your debt and get the things that you want in life. I'll ask them where they are. So we're going to bring on our panel here now. Before I show, we showed this before. The Dental Nachopedia is a great resource. If you're a student, you can get it at student pricing like Loops. Get it at student pricing like Loops. It never changes. It's 60 plus hours of content. Listen to one per day. You'll be a better dentist. If you're a new dentist or a seasoned age dentist or medium age dentist, think I want 60 plus hours of CE. You can get that too. Just text Nacho Deal. We'll give you a deal to 215-543-6454. If you're a student, text Stud Nacho to that number and we'll give you the student pricing. So I'm going to stop sharing and bring up my panel here. So what I thought would be really fun was to bring up practice owners for a lightning round of what they're looking for out there because they need help. For our practice owners, if you haven't been listening from the start, we talked about the 5 questions that everyone needs to have answered or be able to answer when you're on a job interview. Where is the job? Where is the job? Why is the practice looking for an associate? What do they want the associate to do? How will they be paid? And most importantly, sometimes fun stuff to do in the area because you cannot spend your entire life in your dental operatory. And now this is a good time to bring up this concept. Is this associate position a car or a boat? So a car is a need, a boat is a want. People want boats. They need cars. Neither are bad. We just need to manage expectations. So there are times in life where dental practice owners come to me and say, I want an associate. I want to scale back. I want to spend more time with my children. I don't want to come in. That is a true want. Other times they say, I have more patients than I can deal with. My associate just left. I'm replacing someone. They went to perio. That is a true need for a why. So I'm going to ask you guys in a lightning round here to go. And here's what I'm going to ask you. Your name, how many years you've been a dentist. If you know if you're SAD, MAD, or CAD, you can say it. If not, I'll let you know. And why you're looking for where you are and why you're looking for an associate position. So we're going to do where and why. And I'll start with my good friend, Dr. Sonny.
Okay, my name's Sonny Spira. I've been in practice for 31 years, and we're in upstate New York. And our why is because we have a busy 5-office practice, and we need a dentist that wants to join our family.
So I want to make this, anyone see The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel? I love that road. They did like a telethon. So if you want to know about Sonny, you can text in to 215-543-6454. And our Job Connect team, led by my awesome sister, will share Sonny's position. You can also email jobconnect@dentalnachos.com. We'll share that in the chat and the Facebook comments. Great one, Sonny. Okay, Hazem, let's go where and why. And how long have you been a dentist for?
Hazem El-Biali is my name. And I've been a dentist for 9 years. I think that's a CAD.
Okay, yeah, you're still CAD. You're almost at MAD stage. So if you feel like that, like me, MAD, you're almost there. You're close.
And I'm looking for I'm in upstate New York as well. And I'm looking for a pediatric dentist to join my general practice and take care of the pediatric population.
Okay, great. So Dr. Sam looking for a pediatric dental associate. That's your where, that's your why. Now, sometimes I'll throw in some questions. What's been the challenge with finding an associate to date?
It's not a very populous area, I guess. There isn't a lot of people who want to move here. Everyone wants to move to Boston or New York City.
And there's one person on here coming up. His initials are AA. He gets a lot of credit. He may be the only one. Someone else may get credit. But so far, SS, Sonny Spera, does not get credit for this yet. You may get credit, Hazem. Here's the question I'm going to ask you, because I'm an equal opportunity annoyer. Sometimes my wife just says regular annoyer, but I'm a kind annoyer of everyone. How did you get to upstate New York?
I did a post-match residency, and I ended up staying here.
So you get half credit. You get half credit. You get 0 credit if it's where you're from. If you practice in a non-populous area, and you're from there, you get no credit for going to that area because you went home, friends, family. So you have to remember, we're asking human beings to move somewhere for a stressful position, and they might not have any friends, and that's what we're bringing to life, detailing now. So that's a good where and a good why. Okay, I'm going to go to Dr. Melissa. Melissa, how long you've been a dentist, and share with us your where and why.
Hi, I've been a dentist for 7 years, and I'm located north of Dallas, Texas. And the why is I have 2 practices, 6 op per office, and I'm the only dentist. So I need associates to help cover the offices.
Awesome. And that's a good why. And also just want to share, you can text Sunny, you could text GP Upstate New York, you can text Pedo New York, you can text Dallas. All of them go to our community text line, 215-543-6454. And I can actually say this, the team is standing by like a real telethon, and they can text you back. Good why there. All right, Dr. Arash, share with us where, why, how many years you've been a dentist.
All right. Hey, Paul. My name's Arash Madnia. I am in Springfield, Missouri. My offices are throughout Southwest Missouri. We have 4 of them, and right now we are looking for an associate to work alongside myself in our main practice in Springfield, with the possibility of branching out and going to their own practice and running it by themselves.
Also, I love that. And the story is the star of life. Implant cases, real life, stuff with your family. So, Arash, I've gotten to know you. You contribute so much to Dental Nachos. I really appreciate your art. Share your story now for people to hear how you got to Missouri. You know, take 60 seconds from dental school. I know something with your parents and practicing, and now how'd you get there?
Yeah, I graduated from USC Dental School in 2005. My mother's a dentist. She graduated before I did, also from USC, and I worked with her for a little while. And the dental market in California is tough. It's not easy. So I was looking for just any type of opportunity, and I ended up going to Missouri. It was a great job. It paid a lot of money. I did that for a couple years, and then I moved back to California, tried that out again, opened my own practice. The economic bubble collapsed in 2008. I was left without literally anything, and I just thought, well, you know, Missouri was good for me before. Let's try it again. And I opened up my first practice there in 2010, and over the last 10 years, I've bought and sold about 8 practices up here. Awesome. And I have 4 now. And we're eagerly looking for people to come and join us and learn and, you know, help people.
And what I want to share, Rasha, it's great, is all of us right now on this, all of you that are looking for one solution, right? Just need one person right now. You know, maybe later need more, but we're all looking for that one solution. So if someone's sitting there thinking, you know what, I could be like this Dr. Arash, I could move somewhere, share with me. I don't want to hear anything about dentistry, Arash. No emergence profiles, no bite rims. Tell me about your life that you've created there. How did you build a family there, do that, and enjoy it in a place where you didn't grow up? Because to me, that would actually be a scary thing. So how did you make that happen?
Oh, yeah, no, I mean, it's a totally different life and just out here. I mean, I live on 23 acres outside of town, and I have 3 ponds in my backyard, and, you know, we go camping, we go hiking. The beautiful thing about being right in the middle of the United States is it's a 2-hour flight to Florida. It's a 2.5-hour flight to California. It's a 2.5-hour flight to New York. So we're right in the middle of everything. And I've been blessed and fortunate to be able to actually afford to go and do things with my kids and my family whenever we really want.
And that's great. And so I wanted you to share that because maybe there's someone out there like you. And then another thing I want to share and infuse into this panel, because like I said, we're trying to bond, you know, all generations of dentists, find jobs, is that dentists, I don't know if you've noticed our type, tad dramatic. Have you met dentists? They're very dramatic people. Paul, find me an associate who wants to buy in, live here for the next 30 years. That is a very scary thing. So I'm trying to create the concept. I did a multi-year GPR and I loved it. Doctors go around the country and do fellowships and return. If you're a dentist that has debt and wants to learn and go to a position, Dr. Sunny, Hazem, Melissa, Arash, there can be a space to work for someone for 3 years. I mean, Arash, if I could, you know, get someone to work for you full-time for 3 years, but they were going to leave after 3 years, would you take the person?
Absolutely.
Right. So that, I mean, just solve the problem now. If you're out there, sometimes your best intentions of saying, oh, I want someone to buy in and do this can actually lead to not getting someone to take that position, because dentistry it's a very, you know, close thing. You know, you might hire someone and find they're not really a great fit. Doesn't mean they're a terrible fit. And after a year, you want to part ways or vice versa. So I appreciate that, Arash. Let's go to Dr. Travis. I just spoke with Dr. Travis the other day. Travis, share us how many years you've been a dentist and your where and why. Oh, unmute Travis, Amanda. He might have himself muted there. Or you can unmute yourself. Perfect. And as Travis is unmute, oh, there, perfect.
Oh, such a tough way to start this interview.
No worries.
I've been a dentist for 17 years, and I live in Lewiston, Idaho.
Louis, so you're mad like me, so you got aware. And why would you like to have some dental people power? Somebody to come and work with you. What's your why?
We recently built a new facility, and it's bigger than the practice is currently, and we're growing into it quickly. Since we moved in last December, minus the 2 months not working much with COVID, we've been averaging over 150 new patients a month. We have 4 hygienists going full-time during the day, and so we need help, you know, all those exams, and we have a lot of people, and they're great, and we just want to add someone great to that.
So that, and we got a chance to talk the other day. I really enjoyed it. And just to share, it's all about sharing stories. I work in central New Jersey. My entire life, 18 years, working with my dad, having partners, having dentists, a 2-person dentist, we get 16 to 24 new patients a month. Because in New Jersey, it's about 1 dentist to every 1,000 people. In your area, it's probably maybe 1 to 4,000 people, I would probably assume. If you guys know that, that's a good share for people, because that shows a true need. You know, if I say I need an associate in central New Jersey, I should be held to a pretty high standard of showing why I need it. If you're working somewhere where you have 150 new patients a month, there's obviously a need for another dentist in that area. So thanks for sharing that.
Yeah, absolutely. Mm-hmm.
Steve, I'll let Steve pop on. You can unmute yourself and pop on if you can hear Steve. And we're going to hear about your where and why. Next thing we're going to be talking about is what procedures and how the associate gets paid. So we'll be running down what procedures and how the associate gets paid. Amanda, do you need to unmute Steve? Did I lose Steve? Oh, there's Steve. Okay. Hey, Steve, nice.
Hey, how's it going?
Can't be too safe. Get the face shield and the mask on. I like that.
Yeah, so one of the things I do is I'm available on Sunday, so I'm in the middle of finishing up a root canal.
You could go to that and come back to us. We'll be here if you want.
Oh,
if you could,
I can talk right now. I'll be operating, doing some other stuff in a minute. But yeah, I'm in Scottsdale, Arizona. So Scottsdale is pretty populated as far as dentists go, but not very many of them want to work Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. So I've done that. We've got a 9-chair office. I've got a partner with me now. My partner is getting ready to retire, and looking to replace him and to have someone to cover for me if I want to work fewer days a week.
Awesome, Steve. So we got a where Scottsdale, Arizona, and a why work fewer days a week. Awesome, Steve. We'll keep running by, but if you have to go back to your operation, no problem. So now we'll go back to my friend Sonny. The next question, what procedures will this associate be doing and how will they getting paid? Now, before you say anything, dentist, we love details, but we don't give details of business. The perio pocket is 1.5 millimeters. You can see between the one probe, but I ask dentists sometimes what procedures, and they say things like, we would like our associate to work and be successful and help our patients, and I don't hear procedures. So when I say what procedures, I want like cleanings, fillings, crowns. What procedures and how are they going to get paid?
Okay, well, I'm going to start off with, I'm going to ask them to do whatever they're feel comfortable and confident with. So that for us is a full range of everything from root canals to extractions to orthodontics to implants to full perio, if that's what they're confident and trained with. We have 6 dentists, 5 offices. Certain docs have taken on certain interests in certain areas that they would be helpful. So if someone wants to learn doing some ortho, we can mentor and help them. If someone who's uncomfortable with emergencies or endos, we can help them with that. We have our own lab on site, so we're able to work that into what we do, and is very helpful.
So yeah, that's
what was your other question?
And so that was a good what procedures, great answer. And how are they going to get compensated? You guys can give general. You don't have to say exactly, but we have young dentists with debt. People need to make money. General compensation. How are they going to be compensated?
Well, we try to work it with the person. If they need more upfront or more base pay, then we'll do that. But basically, it's going to be a combination of base pay and then percentage of collections.
Which is why I call the daily safety net guarantee. And I'm an owner just like you guys, and I'm here sharing my story. I've had multiple associates. We provide a daily safety net guarantee forever. It never goes away. They can be there for seven years. I want them to make sure they're going to make, I'm just going to use an example, on a full-time schedule, $100,000 with the opportunity to make 130, 140, 150, but to have confidence they're doing that. It's a great one, Dr. Sonny. Dr. Azem, share with me the what procedures, I know we're in the pedo world here, so and how will it be compensated?
So basically everything that pedo would do, hopefully also oral conscious sedation. We have the equipment that's needed for that.
Awesome.
There's nitrous, there's TVs on the ceilings, so it's pretty set for all the little ones.
Gotcha.
Also, they will get a base pay or a percentage of collections.
Base pay percentage of collections. Gotcha. Perfect there, Azem. Melissa, how about your position? You come mute yourself there.
So we do bread and butter dentistry. That's the thing that I want them to be able to handle really well before we move on to more advanced dentistry. So, fillings, root canals, crowns, bridges, things like that. And then if I can see potential in the quality of the work, if they can handle consistently, then I will train them on more difficult cases like full mouth reconstruction and things like that. So
fundamental procedures to start with the opportunity to learn more later.
Right. Yeah. And I want to kind of push them to where they want to go. Like I'm 100% on board with PACE to kind of push them to the limit of what they can do. So implants, there's nothing off the table if I feel like they got the fundamentals down. So there's a huge growth potential because I'm also open-minded. I'm also learning with them. I'm there to ensure the quality, but also growing with my associates at the same time.
Awesome. And while we're doing this, I just want to pause you guys, and you guys are doing awesome on this panel. You can drop in the chat yourselves how to contact you guys directly. I mean, we have over 100 plus people watching in. If you want to get the recordings to this, you can get the recordings. We have 13 minutes left, or 9 minutes left again for $5 till it goes up. Try not to $10. You just text connect to 215-543-6454. Use the code 20P. But all of you awesome practice owners, share in the chat yourself your direct contact, because your dentist people. They don't always feel like jumping in and texting us, but they might text you guys directly. And Melissa, share with us how people will be the associate will be compensated.
I also want to mention that we do Invisalign and everything we do is digital. So they have a base guarantee daily that will never go away. So they don't have to worry about showing up and not enough patients and not getting paid. But it's always, we also have bonus structures in place. So they're going to get a base salary no matter what. And then hopefully their work will get to the point where they're making more than average dentists under our program.
Awesome. I think that's a great setup. You're outside of Dallas. Perfect. We're going to do our next three. So we got what procedures and how. Arash, give that to me in like 40 seconds. Procedures and how.
All right. So the procedures is general dentistry. Our offices focus a lot on extractions and removable dentures. If they're comfortable with implants, I place a lot of implants in my office. I'll train you myself if I have to, but it's a big part of our business.
So if someone's looking to learn more about implants, it's a great place to be. And now I'm going to say, I'll come to Missouri. We'll hang out. We'll do this. But how am I going to be compensated? Share your compensation structure.
Our base compensation is $200,000 a year guaranteed. That includes 2 weeks of paid vacation and benefits, and that goes against a percentage of either monthly collections or quarterly adjusted production.
Gotcha. So that's a great setup there. So if you're a dentist listening, think you want to learn about implants and go to a place like Arash, and he said he would do it for a couple of years, that might fit for you. Travis, share with us your what procedures and how the associates should be compensated, daily safety net, no daily safety net.
Yeah, there's a daily safety net, a minimum that you'd get paid every month. And then you can, I think, quite easily get above that by learning and doing some more dentistry. As far as procedures go, general dentistry, I really encourage, my life has been better once I started to learn to do more things and do them more confidently. And so I encourage whoever comes out here to do some training and get some training and, this is a good place to have a mentorship, and you can get over to some good courses and things like that to make yourself a better dentist.
I love that all of you guys are invested in doing C for your associates. And one of the things one of my lectures well before Dr. Nacho was finding a job in dentistry is a lot like dating. How do you find someone? Ask your friends. They know any single jobs. Look for matchmakers. Go online. But it's also about managing expectations. So one of the things, if you're an associate, is one of my favorite jokes from Jim Gaffigan is he calls himself an indoorsy person. That is me. I am an indoorsy person. I would not want to date someone who loved hiking, fishing, and camping. It wouldn't be a good match. That's what happens with dentistry. I'm sure all of these owners may be able to share this, that a well-intentioned associate said, oh, I can do endo, but it took them 4 hours to do a molar. That's not going to fit. Doesn't mean you can't learn it. It just means that make sure these procedures match up with your comfort zone. If you're getting an associate position where they want you to do ortho all the time and you don't do ortho, don't say you can do ortho. And Steve, what procedures and how will your associate be compensated? Maybe Steve went to operate. I don't know if I know he's got, I'm very impressed that we're getting a dentist on the street interview with Steve. So Steve, if we see you pop back, we'll come. Oh, there he is. Hey, Steve. Perfect. You're just still on mute, Steve.
Okay, there I go, unmuted. I think we're bread and butter, do a little bit of everything. Root canals, fillings, crowns, extractions. We are forming the Scottsdale Dental Implant Institute, so we will be teaching implant dentistry, and then we'll have some video with the rest of the opportunities of what I've done to get my practice to the level it is and how to keep it there.
I like that, Steve. I do want to share something that Melissa and Steve both said that I vehemently disagree with. Bread and butter dentistry. Who eats bread and butter anymore? Unless it's a special treat at a wedding. It should be called kale and quinoa dentistry. People say eat bread and butter. What is this? Am I splurging on my diet? So I don't think it should be called bread and butter.
Okay, well,
kale and quinoa dentistry is what we should call it.
We'll get in line with the millennials.
Yes,
Kale
yeah, bread and butter. It's just my grandmother's house when I'm 12. So I love bread and butter, but people are eating it as a special treat. I'm just joking. People have said that. So in our finish up here, I'm going to ask everyone to do this. And it's my favorite part of the 5 questions. What is a fun thing to do that has nothing to do with dentistry? If someone was to move to your area and to do something fun for their personal life, nothing to do with the Krebs cycle or emergence profile, what is that? And share for the video, because this is going to be recorded. People purchase the recording, how someone can reach out to you. So I'll start with Dr. Sonny. A fun thing and how they can reach out to you about this job.
Okay, how they can reach out, my email, sonnyspira@gmail.com, or my cell phone, 607-624-2960, or our website, which is progressivedentalny.com. Fun things to do, depends what you like, but there are a boatload of things to do in our area. There are outdoor activities from skiing,
they've got an extra over there,
to hiking, to vineyards.
Use the easier one.
Anything along those avenues. There's Broadway shows, Broadway plays, there's theater, there's opera, there's the university, there's sporting events. There's indoor and outdoor activities, and I'm a sports guy, so I prefer indoor as well too. So,
awesome, Sonny. I appreciate that.
I prefer those kind of things, but golf event.
I appreciate you guys can drop. No, you could drop back after this. Thanks for being on, Sonny. We're gonna have a segment, our next half hour coming up in like 3 minutes. So thanks for being you, Sonny. Reach out to Sonny for his job. I appreciate it. You guys are welcome to drop back after that. Hazem?
I could be reached at hlbali@bu.edu, and the office website is schoharidentalny.com. There's a Saratoga racetrack where all the horses will go race and people will bet, and it's a very well-known racetrack. Also, there's the Saratoga Lake and a lot of outdoor activities.
Awesome. Thanks, Azem. Thanks for being on with us. We appreciate it. If you're a pediatric dentist looking around upstate New York, look up Dr. Azem. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Melissa, a fun thing and how people reach out to you.
Best way to reach me, honeydental.com, Instagram, honeydentalsmile. honeydentalsmile@gmail. It's pretty easy. Dallas is awesome. You can raise a family here. You have the city life, you have Six Flags, you have whatever you want to do here. and you have these amazing giant homes, really cheap real estate, no state income tax. I mean, it's the best.
Awesome. Thanks, Melissa, for sharing that. But we're going to appreciate to know you. Appreciate it. Melissa's job in the Dallas area. Travis is up there to the top. We'll go with Travis next.
Yeah, this is Idaho. We're pretty outdoorsy here.
Nice.
Not a lot of indoorsy things, but yeah, just to be honest. Anyway, we love it.
People love the outdoors. I'm the odd one. Everyone seems to love the outdoors. It's their favorite thing. Getting outside.
Come out and visit sometime.
Sweating.
Paul.
Yeah, I'll visit. Yeah, no problem. I can do a
do.
good visit. The return trip back here to Philadelphia. But so outdoorsy stuff out there for fun.
Yeah.
And how can people reach out to you?
Text me 208-553-6946 or email our website is lcsmiles.com. Reach out. We'll be here.
Awesome. Thanks, Travis.
Thank you.
Arash?
Yes, sir. So if anyone wants to get a hold of me, my cell phone number is area code 314-562-1130. You can also email me at dentaljobs@accessdentalanddentures.com. Out here in Springfield, Missouri, it's the beginning of Route 66. So,
Nice.
we're right in the middle of the country, hiking, fishing, camping, whatever you want to do, everything outdoorsy is here.
Awesome. Thanks, Raj. You've been a great guy to have. I hope we can get someone out there, Missouri. I know it'll be a good fit, and appreciate you sharing.
Thanks, Paul.
Awesome. And Steve, you got to do that endo, but I appreciate you jumping in here.
Yeah.
Share with us a fun thing to do where you are and how people can reach out to you.
Well, Metro Phoenix, there's a million and one things to do, and like we're real close to a lot of outdoorsy stuff as well. We've got professional basketball, professional football, professional baseball, spring trainings here if we get lifted from the COVID ban. Quite a few teams. We've got casinos, not too far from the Grand Canyon.
It's also it's a CE hotbed. I've been out there for Mark Costas.
Yeah.
I like flying out there, so really, really great. Well, and how can people reach out to you?
They can. My website is myscottsdaledentist.com, and then my cell phone for text is 602-881-2474.
Awesome, Steve. Really appreciate it. Thanks. Get back to that root canal. We'll look for someone for a job for you. Thanks for sharing, guys.
Okay, thanks.